Molweni, ninjani? Siyanamkela. My name is Nobuntu Ndandiso, and I'm from the Department of Applied Language Studies at Nelson Mandela University. As we celebrate International Mother Tongue Day, why don't you challenge yourself and get out of your comfort zone and greet another person in their mother tongue? Now, do you remember one of former President Nelson Mandela's famous quotes? I'm going to show it to you now. President Nelson Mandela made this famous quote when it comes to language. Former President Nelson Mandela is famous for this quote. If you talk to a man in a language he understands, that goes to his head. However, if you talk to him in his language, that goes to his heart. Now, why don't we use the International Mother Tongue Day to try and speak to people's hearts? That is exactly what I'm going to help you do today. I'm going to teach you a few phrases in isiXhosa so that you can start or break the ice and start a conversation with somebody who speaks isiXhosa. The advantage thereof is that at the end of this recording, you'll be able to greet, that is UKUBULISA. You will be able to ask people about their well-being, ukubuza impilo. You will also be able to introduce yourself to them. And lastly, you will know how to say goodbye in isiXhosa, ukwahlukana, what it is that you need to say when you leave a person or when a person leaves you. Now, if you are able to greet a person in isiXhosa, the advantage that you have is that not only will you be able to converse with somebody who speaks isiXhosa, but you will also be able to converse with somebody who speaks isiZulu, isiSwati, and isiNdebele, because isiXhosa is part of the four Nguni languages. So let's get started. How do you greet in isiXhosa? UKUBULISA. Now, we use only one word when we greet. Unlike English, in isiXhosa, we only say molo. And you say molo when you greet one person. Now, remember, it's important that you don't just say molo to that person, because in isiXhosa, greetings are there to show not only respect, but to show that you are interested in the person's well-being. So when you greet them, if you greet somebody who is the same age group as yourself, then you will say molo sipho. However, if it is somebody who is the same age as your older sister or older brother, then you say molo sisi or molo budi. And if it is a person who's the same age as your mother and your father, then you say molo mama or molo tata. Grandmother and grandfather, then you will say molo makhulu and molo tatomkhulu. Now, when you greet more than one person, we use molweni. Again, you follow the same principle. You don't just say molweni, then you will say molweni mama if it's females, and if it is a male and a female, then you will say molweni mama no tata. So I think that's easy enough, right? Molo sipho, molo mama when you greet one person, molweni mama, molweni tata if you greet more than one person. And then you can't just start a conversation after you greeted the person. You also have to ask about their well-being, because it is regarded as being culturally respectful, especially when you are addressing your elders. You can't just jump into a conversation. You have to start by asking their well-being. Ukubuza impilo. Now, these are the questions that you may ask. So I'm going to give you a variety and you will choose the one that best suits you. So if it is one person, you ask them, unjani mama? And if it is more than one person, you say ninjani, you ask ninjani. Or alternatively, you can ask, usaphila? And if it is more than one person, nisaphila? Or, uphilile mama? Or, niphilile tata? Or, niphilile mama? So you can choose any one of these three. Unjani, usaphila, uphilile. Ninjani, nisaphila, niphilile. So again, remember to address the person by their title. If you know their name, you address them by using their name, or you say mama or makulu, depending on their age group. And then the person will respond, or if you are the one who's been asked the question, they will say, Ndiphilile enkosi. If it is one person, they will respond and say, Siphilile enkosi. Now, this response depends on whether you are the one who's been asked the question. So if you've been asked the question, unjani, and there's only one of you, then you will reply and say, Ndiphilile enkosi. Enkosi means thank you. Again, remember to always be polite. Or you say, Ndisaphila enkosi. Or Ndiyaphila enkosi. Now, if it is more than one person, then it will be Siphilile enkosi, Sisaphila enkosi, or Siyaphila enkosi. It is only thereafter that you may introduce yourself, UKUZAZISA. And then when you introduce yourself, if you want to say, my name is, you will say, igama lam ngunobuntu. Igama lam ngusipho. And then you will ask the other person their name. So you first start by telling them your name, and thereafter you tell them, or you ask them their name. Ngubani elakho igama? What is your name? And thereafter you say, Ndiyavuya ukukwazi. In other words, I am pleased to meet you. And lastly, how do you say goodbye? Ukwahlukana. Now, we say goodbye in two different ways. If you are saying goodbye to a person who's staying behind as you are leaving, then you will say, usale kakuhle mama, or usale kakuhle tata. Usale kakuhle. In other words, stay well. However, if you are saying goodbye to a person who is leaving, then you will say, uhambe kakuhle tata, or uhambe kakuhle mama. Uhamba means to go well. I think that is simple enough for you. And as I have asked you, try to challenge yourself and speak the language that the other person speaks. Speak to their hearts. Nisale kakuhle.